Positive energy all the time. Good to see you all. Rep your city, rep your city. Here we go. I'm representing Chicago. You know what it is. Yes, indeed. Chicago, Illinois in the building. We got Tuscaloosa in the building. We got Atlanta in the building. I'm representing Chicago. Shout out to everybody on Facebook, Twitch, Kick, YouTube, and my other Facebook account. We got Pittsburgh in the building. We got San Jose, California in the house. We have Baltimore in the building. We have Dallas in the building twice. Good to see everyone. We have Buffalo, New York in the building. Come on in, support the channel. Run those likes up, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and make a donation using Super Chat, Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal. Hope everyone is doing great. We got Chantel in the building. You go check me out on Vegan Intel, Mary. Subscribe to Vegan Intel. Just eat fruits for a couple of days. Go get you some ginger. Fresh ginger. Go get you some ginger. Get you some limes. Get you some lemons. Make you some limeade with maple syrup. When you drink that up, make you some lemonade. When you drink that up, make you some ginger. Ginger tea. You could cut the ginger up and make some tea. And then back again, lime and lemon and ginger. Don't eat any dairy products. Right? And put a little cayenne in there right before you, when it gets to the end, it's just a little bit in the bottom of the glass. Put a little cayenne pepper in it and swallow it down. The cayenne pepper will go and it'll grab to the mucus. The cayenne pepper, the mucus will catch the cayenne pepper and make it so it breaks away so it can come out. Yeah, the cayenne pepper. And don't eat no solid foods. Like if you really just have to eat some soup, but mostly try to eat some citrus fruit. Eat some grapefruit, eat some oranges, eat some pineapple. You know, pineapple, oranges, grapefruit, tea, limeade, and lemonade, ginger. You can make ginger tea, or you could just make a ginger drink like I got. See, this ginger is cut up in here. This is ginger cut up in there. Once you cut the ginger up in there, you could fill it up with water twice. The ginger will still be coming out. See, I got maple syrup in here and ginger. Fresh ginger. You'll be able to get 2 jars like this with the ginger cut up in there. It won't all come out the first time. The first time you fill it with water, it won't all come out. When you fill it up again, more ginger will come out. But yeah, make sure you subscribe to Vegan Intel. And I'll keep you up on what's going on. For everybody out there, when you go out in public, wear a mask. Wear a mask. There's a serious flu going on. It's a strong one. Wear a mask. So nobody just be coughing on you. So yeah, there's a serious flu going on. I've been out walking around today. I had my mask on. People's looking at me crazy, but I know what I'm doing. It's hitting Illinois, but it's in Indiana. It's in a lot of states. It's strong. And make sure you subscribe to Vegan Intel on YouTube. Who else we got in? We got Atlanta, Georgia in the house. No problem, Mary. Just subscribe to Vegan Intel. That'll keep you. That'll be letting you over there. I'll let you know if any sicknesses is out, what you could do for your health. We got Athens in the building. I got my sister from Chirac in the building, looking beautiful. So, I'm doing good, Will. So, as everybody probably knows, there was a female shot up in Minneapolis. People are protesting. People are not happy about it. I was going to stay out of it. I usually only talk about things that really make me want to talk about them, so I don't just cover a news just to cover it. So I really was going to stay out of it. But I had to come today to clarify something based on something I said. I made a statement about ICE agents, that maybe the agent wasn't trained. I want to take that back. The agent did his job. So we're going to talk about that. One reason I'm talking about this is because I was just scrolling, I think on Instagram, and I seen a clip of the shooting from a different angle. I seen a clip from the left side of the vehicle, on the driver's side, from the back left side of the vehicle. I seen the clip. And one thing about the clip is very confusing. The clip they were showing originally was not really a good clip, because you really can't tell what's going on. There's two officers ended up on the driver's side. So there was two officers that ended up on the driver's side. So it was a little confusing. Even from that, I had to watch it a couple of times to see what's going on. And from that side of the vehicle, you get a whole different picture than you do with the one across the street from the passenger side. The original one that was circulating was the one from a distance across the street from the passenger side, and kind of like up in the air, it seemed like a little bit. But the one from the driver's side showed me a whole different perspective. Once again, rest in peace to the woman driving the vehicle. But the protesters are wrong. They're wrong. They're wrong. That was a justifiable shooting, for sure. For sure, that was a justifiable shooting. For sure. The problem is everybody sees the officer as the car is passing when he's on the side. But the officer starts out in front of that vehicle. There's one on the side, and the one that did the shooting was in the front of that truck. Was in the front. And she began to drive in a way that would appear to that officer that he could get ran over. You understand? She didn't speed off in front of a cop. No, she sped off with a cop on the side and the cop in front of the truck. You all listen to me, don't pay attention to the chat. She drove off with an officer in front of the truck. This is the officer on the side. If you look, you see an officer in front of the vehicle. You see two people. You see one with a black mask on, and you see one without. Okay? You see him? He's in front of that truck. As a matter of fact, in this picture, he's moving to his right. He was more in front of the truck than this. See? See, he's behind this man. See? He begins, you see? You see how he looks more to our left? Right? You see? You see? You see how he pops out? You see there? You can't see him at all? You see, he's in front of the vehicle. 100%. He is 100% D Zodiac in front of the vehicle. So let me ask you something, D Zodiac. If you were in that same situation which you had drove off, yes or no, regardless where the officer was at. I like to get to the nitty gritty. I don't like to play. Let's not play around. No, she wasn't. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. You would have drove off. Well, you would have got the same thing, and you're wrong. I would take your money. Yeah, you're wrong. Because he cannot shoot the front windshield unless he's still in front of the vehicle. If he's on side of that vehicle where that mirror is, he cannot hit the windshield right here. And this is a shot as he's moving to the right. He's more where the windshield wipers is before he goes to the right and shoot the front of the windshield. Okay? I rest my case. If you don't see that, I can't talk to you anymore. You're not realistic, D Zodiac. Now, D Zodiac said yes, it would have drove off. So that just shows, see what I'm saying? For the young people that are watching me, when you're dealing with police officers with weapons, you de-escalate the situation. You put your hands up. You don't make no sudden movements. And you follow their orders. Okay? You put your hands up. D Zodiac just talking. D Zodiac would have probably got on the ground, started crying. He probably would start crying. You can't listen to people on this social. He probably would have boo-booed on himself. Can't listen. If he would have acted like that, he'd already be gone. So young people, listen. When you're dealing with police officers with guns, this is what you're taught on the streets. When you're dealing with police officers with guns, I'm born and raised in Chicago. I've been, as a young black man, when it was super racist. Super racist. I'm born in the 1958, grew up in the 60s and 70s. Super racist. There's a way for you to get home alive. You put your hands up. You keep your mouth shut. You don't argue with the police. You don't make no sudden movements. Not only that, if you are robbed by an armed robber, if they got the gun out before you can get yours out, or you don't have one, you put your hands up. You don't look at them. You give them whatever they ask for. If he's over here trying to rob me, I go in my pockets. I hand it to him like this. You hand the robber your wallet and everything, keys, everything out your pockets like this. Right? And then when they get it and leave, this is what you do. You count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 before you move. You stay just like this. Even after they ran off. When they first run off, this is an armed robber. You stay still. You count to 10. If you move too quick, they might shoot you. So you want to let them get away. And the reason I say look this way, if we come up on this side, he say, hey, give me your money. Don't look at them. Young people, listen to me. Don't look at an armed robber. Look away and cooperate. Why? You don't want him to think you can identify him. Some really serious criminals that feel like you've seen their face, they might not want you to stay alive to testify. Listen to somebody that knows. What you don't do is drive off the car when you're surrounded by guys with guns. And so now this lady, she begins to drive towards the officer. Now, you're all a newsman telling y'all lies, saying the wheels were turned away from. Look at this wheel. At the time where he starts to fear for his life, are those wheels turned away from him? Yes or no? Those wheels are turned in a way where she would run right over him. And she would have ran over him anyway. He's the one that moved to his right, to her left. He moved. I said, don't move if an armed robber walk up on you. If an armed robber walk up on you. If an armed robber run up to your car, you have to make the decision if you want to drive off or if you want to stay there. In most cases, if they're not in the car, the best thing would be is to lay down and drive off. But I'm talking about an armed robber walk up on you. Okay, Lavarde. So yes, if it looks like it's a carjacking and you can drive off, drive off. Because the most time they won't shoot. Most time, if they're outside the vehicle, they won't shoot in a robbery. They won't shoot. Most times they won't shoot in a robbery. They'll be like, "Oh, they missed you," you know. I'm talking about an armed robbery where they're up on you. There's an armed robbery and up on you. Put your hands up. Look the opposite way. Give them what they want. Count until they leave. If you're in a car and somebody's trying to run up on the car, I would say drive off, because if you're in the car, sweetheart, you can't be sure it's a robbery. It might be a kidnapping. In that case, you might as well gamble your life. Your life might not be no good anyway if you let them get in the car with you in the car. So in that case, try to drive off, because that's not guaranteed to be a robbery. That could be a kidnapping, which in that case you might not be seen again anyway. So you need to try to get away. But in this situation where they're protesting against the cop, they're wrong. Because you can clearly see that the wheel is turned towards where it would hit him right in the middle of the car. Now, as he starts to move over to deal with the situation, you can see her starting to turn her wheels. You can see the wheel there, and you can see the wheel there. He's right in front of the car with the gun pointing right at the windshield. You can see his hand up on the other side of this other officer. Now the news is talking crazy, because the news is saying he shouldn't have shot because her wheels are turned away from him. Let me tell you something. If you are that person in front of that car, over top of that hood, you cannot see no wheels. He cannot have a gun aimed on the suspect and be looking down at the ground to see which way the wheels is turning. The news is like, clearly the wheels is bad. If I'm in front of that car, I'm not looking at no wheels, bro. I'm looking like at you. I'm not looking at which way your wheels is turned. But I do know you're driving and I'm in front of this car. And I do know when you started driving, I was way in front of the car. So to this officer, she was going to run him over. He got out the way. And many times when people try to flee a crime, they run over people. The news is being disingenuous. From his point of view, When he hears the car revving and he sees her putting the car's in gear, he's got to think she's going to run over him. He's got to think she's going to run over me. Because what fool would drive with me standing in front of the car? The fact that you even taken off, you put my life in danger. The news saying the wheels turn this way. What if she do that? Boom, and run over him. How is he supposed to know where she's going with the car? This is my question to Don Lemon and all of them. I like them to ask me, how in the hell is the officer supposed to know what she getting ready to do with that car? All he knows is he in front of it and she driving off. She put everybody's life in danger. She put the officer on the side of the car who his back leg could have got ran over by the back wheel. That's a fact. It's slippery outside in snow. She put the officer in front of the car in danger, and she put herself in danger. She put everybody in danger. I had to clear that up, and for sure, that's proof. Because he shot before he got on side. Before he got to the side of that vehicle, he shot in the windshield to stop that vehicle. At that point, when I'm jumping out the way, you've already tried to run out over me. Anybody could tell you about a gun and about these type of situations. Once your adrenaline starts running, you're in kill mode. Yes, he was going to shoot her. You tried to run over me. I would have shot her. I would have shot her. If I'm standing in front of that car with my gun and you move that car when I'm in front of it and I jump to the side, I'm shooting you. I'm shooting you. I'm shooting you. I'm shooting you. You tried to run over me. Also, you can run over some other people because you might not got control of this car, but you are definitely a criminal. At that point, that is a crime. At that point, you are a criminal. She was a criminal at that point. Yes, that's resisting arrest. That's criminal. It's a criminal. And when you shoot, pop, you're gonna be like pop, 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 pop. It's not like y'all just sitting there watching. The adrenaline is up. Be like pop, 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 pop. That's how you shoot. You don't shoot control like that. And these aren't shooters. These aren't men used to shooting. These are ICE agents called to do something that they haven't never did. They're not police officers. They're not used to active shooting situations. Just like National Guards. National Guards are not used to active shooting situations like police. Many of these men was hired and don't really have no experience doing any of that. They were just recently hired. They might be carpenters or anything. ICE was taking anybody that wanted to come. So these are not expert shooters. But if somebody's in front of your car with a gun and they agents with guns and you start your car, hey man, what? You got armed men around you and you're trying to drive off? Yeah, you're going to get shot. She used the vehicle as a weapon, which happens all the time. And all you're thinking about is going home to your wife and children. That's all you think about. I got to live. This lady trying to kill me. Now, when she drives off, you don't know if she's trying to get away or trying to run over you. How do you know? These are split-second decisions. If I'm standing in front of you and you drive off, and I'm in a situation where you could do that and hit me or do that and get away, how am I supposed to know? I've already got a gun on you telling you to get out the vehicle. Obviously, you are hard to the average person in law enforcement in any kind of way. You are a hardened criminal because a regular citizen going to panic. They're going to get out. So to anybody in law enforcement, if we around you with guns and you try to drive off, you is an armed robber. All we can think of is you are one of the worst type of criminals ever. You must got warrants, something. Listen, man, she drove at the police officer. She got what she was supposed to get. She got everything that she was supposed to get. People use cars and weapons all the time, and these are ICE agents that have been ran over. Make no mistake, when you're an ICE agent, even if you're in Minnesota, if an ICE agent get ran over in Indiana, you hear about it. So they hear about all the agents whose legs been ran over, who've been hit by cars. They know all of that. And the way people been acting, ICE agents have been ran over, hit by cars and everything. That's obvious. Probably shot too, beat up, all type of stuff has probably happened to them. Especially out there dealing with them cartels and some of them illegal people from south of the border that's running for their life. They definitely got their lives is in danger. Like that ain't no like chump job. Like that ain't, you know what I'm saying? I would have shot her. Yeah, I would have shot her. So I had to come back to straighten that out. Because when I seen the video, I was getting this cop mixed up with the one in front of the car. It's not until I seen this view right here that I said, oh, she was tripping. Because the video across the street, you really can't tell the angle on where the one in front of the truck really is, how much they're in front of the truck until you look from this angle. And this angle, and the fact that he's already moved to his right. He's already moved to his right. So he was right in front of the vehicle. Yeah, I had got confused the way they were showing it. You know what I'm saying? Look where he's at. Her wheel is all the way to the left. See, they reported that the ICE agent in the shooting was recently hit by a car. See, thanks, Sirius B. See. But look where he's at and look where her wheel is turned. She was tripping because this is the only time he could see the wheel. This is the only time where he would see the wheel. Once he goes into action, he's not going to see the difference in the wheel right here and the wheel right there. He's not looking at the wheel no more. Last time he looked at the wheel, you're not going to run over that snow. You're going to run right into him. I can't be mad at the officer. The lady was crazy. She could have just turned herself on to the end and lived to see another day. Maybe she had some type of panic attack or something. I'm not sure what was wrong with her. But she put her own life in danger, and she put the officer with the mask on in danger, and she put the one in front of the car in danger, and everybody else out there. She put everybody in danger. So I do not understand why people are protesting against the ICE agent when this woman drove off a car with armed men standing around her. And I just wanted to clarify because I said, well, maybe they didn't have no good training, everything. The officer did everything he was supposed to do. He did everything. They waited too. They didn't shoot her right away. Some people would have shot you as soon as you didn't get out the vehicle. As soon as you didn't, me, when I said, ma'am, turn the vehicle off. If you wouldn't have turned the vehicle off, I would have shot you. I would have shot you just for not turning the vehicle off. If you don't show me that that vehicle's in park, I'm going to shoot you. Because that vehicle is a weapon. I am not going to be standing in front of you and you got the car and drive. And you ain't following my orders. Ma'am, get out the car. Ma'am, this is your last warning. Turn the vehicle off and get out the vehicle. If you don't turn that vehicle off, pop. Now, I might not hit you with a bullet to unalive you, but you would have caught one in the shoulder or something. I would have popped her. Well, if you don't turn, I'm standing in front of your vehicle. I'm going to tell you one time, turn the vehicle out and throw the keys out the window, ma'am. Ma'am, this is your last warning. Turn off, put the vehicle in park, turn the vehicle out. And if you start driving off, pop, pop, pop. And if you mess with my anxiety, I'm gonna do just like him. I'm gonna shoot when you're driving by too. Pop, 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 pop. You know what I'm saying? Because you messing with his anxiety. You messing with dudes. She caused him to have to react like an animal. He's in survival mode at this point, and he's angry. He's very angry because you tried to kill me. This is how he's going to look at it. You tried to kill me with the car. You tried to unalive me. That's how he's going to look at it. So I wanted to clear that up. There's proof she was out of line because she got a bullet wound in the front of the vehicle. That's an SUV. And the fact that you're trying to get away is criminal. You might, what are you, armed? What are you? Why are you trying to get away? So I just wanted to clear that up. I'm not going to be long-winded with this. The officer did a good job. Rest in peace to the lady. But let that be a lesson, everybody. Follow the instructions of the police. Especially you young black men. Follow the directions of the police. You say FBA need to stay out of all that and just fight for the lineage and reparations. Well, FBA needs to get everybody to be FBA first, D-Mac. Everybody don't even know FBA yet. So I know a lot of black people that don't even know the FBA. So the people that are FBA need to do a better job at spreading the message and the ideology of FBA. That's what needs to happen. FBA is too busy beefing on the internet with tethers rather than spreading the message to the rest of the foundation of Black America. Now that's a fact. FBA is clowning too much. So don't talk like FBA should be standing on business when FBA is not even spreading FBA like it should. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they're working on it. I think FBA is like 75% tether. To me, FBA is too much tether talk. FBA right now, the word tether is bigger than the word reparations. Is it true or is it false? Which is the biggest word in FBA? Reparations or tether? Tether. Why is the word tether bigger than the word reparations? I'm the realest alive. Tether is bigger than reparations. That's a fail. That's a fail. It turning FBA into like just some clowns signifying they're hating. I know for you and yours, but I'm talking about in the world, though. In the world. In the world. The 312. On the social media, what's the biggest word? Tether or reparations? On social media. Amongst FBA. Amongst FBA, which word is used the most? Reparations or tether? Tether by far. There's a whole bunch of pressure on other blacks. Ain't no pressure on white Americans. Ain't no pressure on Republican Party or Democratic Party for reparations. Not that I see. I don't see no pressure. Unless I'm tripping. Y'all see pressure on the government for reparations? I don't. Yeah, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, let me go back, because this happens all the time. Let me go back. You said FBA, Foundational Black Americans, need to stay out of all that and just fight for the lineage and reparation. So you brought up FBA. Then I said FBA says tether more than they say reparations. So if somebody pulled up on you with a mask and a glove on in front of your car, you'd drive off? Communism, you would have drove off? You would have drove off? Communism, you would have drove off? With men with guns standing in front of your truck, you would have drove off? Yes or no? You would have drove off? Or you had turned your vehicle on and got out the car and stayed alive? Or you would have committed suicide too? Harry Kitty? It's so many phone. It's so much phony stuff on social media. Communism. First off, yes, that's not your real name. So the real you would have got out that car quick. No, you're not gonna answer. But the real him would have got out that car quick. And you a capitalist. You ain't no communist. You a capitalist. I have the responsibility because we have black men in cities like Chicago that got to deal with this situation even when it's not ICE. So I have a responsibility to teach young brothers and sisters, hey, chill out when it's the police. Okay? When the police or any type of law enforcement approach you and deal with you, yeah, you ain't talking about nothing. Yeah, you ain't talking about nothing. When the police or any type of law enforcement is dealing with you, you must reverse the energy. It's like Tai Chi. Reverse the energy. Now it's going to take them about a minute and a half to calm down. So anytime you're dealing with the police officer, brothers and sisters, chill out for like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, then they'll come down. Sometimes it might take them 5 minutes, but you'll see them coming down. Don't, when they hype like that, don't make it worse. Okay, but that ain't what you said. Now you're moving the goalpost. Now look what he said. He said, "Oh, gee," he said, "we're Black Americans." But you confusing me because you said FBA, which I thought when you said FBA, you was talking about the people that identify as FBA. When you say Black Americans, a lot of Black Americans don't identify as FBA. So I said we need to make sure that more Black Americans identify as FBA. So you're moving the goalposts. So it's like when you drive in your car, when the police pull you over, they don't know who in the car. They don't know if you got a gun or nothing. When they come to the car, they on 1,000. License and registration. Stay calm. Give them your license. Give them your registration. Don't show no anger. Don't show no hostility. They'll go to the car. They'll write you a ticket. When they come back to the car, they'll be then came down quite a bit. And they'll be kind of like a little bit normal. They have to ask you to get out the car to search the car. Just get out the car. Right? Just get out the car. You say you use the. You say you just use them interchangeably. FBA. How could FBA and Black Americans be the same thing when you said that we need to fight for lineage? Black Americans that don't know the FBA ain't fighting for lineage. So you're moving the goalposts. So how can Black Americans fight for lineage unless those identify for FBA let them know to fight for lineage? Ain't making no sense. Yeah, making no sense. The job of FBA, those of us identify FBA, is to get the other Black Americans to push for reparations. So when you say fight for our lineage, that includes getting Black Americans that don't identify as FBA to identify as FBA and to fight for lineage. Now you can't turn around and say those that know about fighting for lineage is the same as those that don't. Make it make some sense. You're talking about two different groups. You're talking about two different groups. So you're using it interchangeably, but it's confusing because you're talking about two different groups. And you know that many Black Americans don't even know about FBA yet. To the young Black people, I'm just telling you, the police gonna be at 1,000. Stay calm. Stay relaxed. Sometimes the police might not calm down. You stay calm, stay relaxed. By the time you get to the police station, if you still calm, relaxed, they ain't gonna do nothing but let you go home. Okay? This is how you get home. This is how you get home every night without being having a toe tag and being down at the morgue. Stay calm. Anytime somebody got a gun and you don't, stay calm. Don't be getting excited against somebody with a gun and you don't got one. You don't have the gun. So huffing and puffing don't make sense if you don't got the gun. This is to the brothers you want to be like me. I've been in jail everywhere. Chicago, LA, Hawaii. I've been in most of these jails in Chicago for racial profiling back when y'all wasn't even born. When the racial profiling was really bad in the 70s. In the 70s and the 80s, what you think it was like? What y'all think it was like? A lot of brothers out here with your big mouths, y'all would have had a toe tag. talking crazy to the police. This is gangster stuff I'm teaching y'all. Whoever got the gun wins. Case closed. Whoever got the gun and willing to shoot it, hey, keep your mouth shut. Because some of you brothers, you talk too much. Some of you sisters too. And the problem about it is, you in the car with my son, you talking crazy, get you and my son hurt. You get the person in the car that's quiet, you get them hurt too. Just one big mouth that be on this social media trolling too. You get out there in the street, you get everybody hurt because you're stupid. You got to know when to hold them, and you got to know when to fold them. It's simple like that. Let me tell y'all something. When I was growing up in the 70s, when a white police officer used to get shot or shot and unalived on the street of Chicago, let's say a white police officer gets shot Thursday. We don't come outside till Monday. Look, in the 70s, when I was a teenager, 16, 17, when a white police officer gets shot or shot and unalive, let's say it happened on a Wednesday, we don't come outside till Monday. Go your ass outside Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday night after a white officer been shot. See what happened to you. Some of the older, I know you probably don't know, but I remember in Chicago where a white police officer was having dinner at the fine restaurant downtown at the Water Tower. Him and his wife, and he got to arguing with a brother, and the brother shot it unalived, right? And he was like a chief. He was like the chief of police. Yeah, it was like the white chief of police for the Chicago Police Department. And a brother unalived him. We ain't come outside for like 5 days. See, our parents come from the South. That's how they used to have to do in the South. You know that, right? You know when there's some tension, you know black people used to stay in. Because if they catch you outside, your ass out of here. They going to beat or unalive any black they catch. That's a fact. So when we watched the news and something like that happened, we wouldn't come outside for like 3, 4, 5 days. We already know. It ain't going out there. We already know. As a matter of fact, y'all heard about the Israelis training American police? Back in the 70s, they was hiring South Africans. They were hiring South Africans to be on police departments in New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, straight from apartheid. Facts. So if you want to stay alive, you learn how to keep your mouth shut. When the police pull you over, turn the car off. He says the cow move. It wasn't a cow move. It was a white supremacy move. It's army, military. It's military. They're here to suppress you. That's their job. And you still suppress today. So they did a good job. You still fill up the penitentiaries. Your neighborhoods are still disenfranchised. Ain't nothing changed. Go down, go. If you think I'm lying, get arrested in Chicago Friday evening and go get processed down at Cook County Jail. It looks just like Amistad. Thousands coming in. They got it. You drive by in the daytime, if you're in Chicago, Cook County Jail, and go around and drive up the back road behind Cook County Jail, and you might see the inmates out there on the yard. You'll see it look just like homicide, look like slavery. You're gonna see thousands of men out there. And that's just one group. When they go in, another thousand gonna come in. When they go in, another thousand all day, all that day for wreck. Straight slavery. And that's just the old Cook County Jail. There ain't even the one across the street. They built another one. It's two of them now. They got three times the amount of men. And the one across the street is a big circle. And everybody's locked up in a circle all the way around, up and down. So there's no movement in between. So they can really control you. The old one, is flattened. No, the new one is a circle. You go in there, it'll creep you out. It ain't nothing you could do in there. What you could do, you're locked up in a circle. There's no floors to walk on. It's just your cage and a rail. That's it. A big ass circle all the way up to creep you out. I remember my boy, one of the dudes rap for me was in there. I had to go visit him. It was creepy. It's like a science fiction movie. Ain't no telling what they doing in them up in there. And when you got to go to court, hey, Beefy, when you got to go to court and they come get us, they take us all the way down underground. And to move from where you at in the jail to the court, you underground. And you're in these underground tunnels that's under the Cook County Jail. And it's like sometimes you walk and you'll see a cross tunnel there. If you look in there, you see dudes in there dressed like military with the helmets and the dark night visions on and dogs. In case you try to escape and run that way, you see them in there with the real top of the line military guns. Like when you look that way, it's a dark hole. It's a dark, and you see them up in there. They just there. And then you go and sometimes you see big old dead rats down there. And you underground. You don't know where you at. You couldn't escape if you want to. So they move you around down under the ground. It's crazy, boy. And when you go to like if I have to leave there and I have to go to court in Markham and I come back, when you come back, you got to go downstairs. You got to take all your clothes off, right? Except your underwear, maybe your t-shirt. And they search all your clothes and shit. Then they walk behind you. You got to bend over. You got to pull your butt cheeks over. You got to cough. They say cough. To make sure you ain't boofing nothing. To make sure you ain't got nothing up in your butt. Yeah. Yeah, you have to pull your pants down. And you have to bend over. And you have to cough. They look up in your butt. Right now at the Cook County Jail, right now. Prisons too. Imagine standing somewhere with 100, 200 dudes butt naked. No drawers on, nothing. We all standing just like slavery. You know how hardcore you got to be? You know what kind of revolutionary? You know how hard you got to be? Well, you don't care. We don't even care. Don't mean nothing. dudes hiding knives this long up in them, and they can't find them. Just let that sink in. They'll do wrap a knife with like some tape so it ain't sharp. Stick it up in them, okay? A phone up in him. A phone. This phone is up in this. Yeah. Let that sink in. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Time already was already was rough. I already was out here. You know what I'm saying? I already was out here. And then I went in there for 4 months. You know what I was like when I got out? I was already hardcore. Not just Chicago. That's everywhere. LA, Memphis, New Orleans. That's not just Chicago. Back in the 70s, anywhere in the United States, if a white officer got hurt, what's up, John? You better stay in the house. That's anywhere in the country. Anywhere in the country. I left here and I went to LA. One time we was in LA and we coming out of the club right there on Vermont, I think it was. And the police was across the street, got some brothers, searching some brothers on the street, and we dressed like revolutionaries in our army fatigues and stuff. And we walking. And my dumb ass, I said, look at them all on our streets. And they heard me. So when I made the left and we walked down like a half a block, you could hear the car doors close. They let the dudes go and they jumped in the car doors and they pulled on us and they jumped out. And they jumped out. They made us get up against the police car, put your fingers behind your head, lock your fingers. And the white officer say, what you doing on my streets? And I was like, these your streets? Wow. In Chicago, y'all ain't got no streets. Still running my mouth, see? But it did bring him down. It did. He a lot of the bravado left. But the problem was my boy loosened his fingers. When my boy loosened his fingers, it went and put him in a chokehold. I'm telling him, bro, stay still. Because I never loosened my fingers. I was talking like this. This is military. This is military. You as a high-ranking officer, the police is a high-ranking officer. And two different, you know what I'm saying? My boy got trying to get us unalived out here by moving and flinching. They could have just pop, shot him, pop, shot him. Like, I'm telling him, bro, be still. He wasn't built like that. Let's go back to the lady, like, be still and shut up. I just said something come across the street. I know they heard me. Once they pulled me over, I wasn't talking smart or saying nothing. I just stayed quiet. I just told them, y'all ain't got no streets in Chicago. That's it. But when they pull you over, turn the car off. Be quiet. And for that lady to get in the car and drive off like that, you see what happens. Because the police officer, they trying to get home. They trying to get home. And you don't know what they be through out there. They be dealing with hostility all day. They got friends in the hospital been shot, beat up, cut, all type of stuff. So they be serious. They're trying to get back home. So I don't know what was wrong with this lady, but I don't know why she was. I don't know why she would do that with that vehicle. She was asking for it, but everybody protesting is wrong. Nobody should be protesting for. She appeared to be trying to run over a police officer. What do you want? Why would you drive up with the police in front of the car like that, in front of the truck? Why would you do that? And they protested for that? This is why people be wasting their protests. Y'all protested for a lady that drove off, tried to drive off with an armed police officer on side of her and in front of her, driving in the man's direction, driving in the direction of the man. You can see the man right there pulling his gun off. Look, the man right in front of the vehicle on this picture. And this one, you can see he's more to the thing. You can see she's starting to turn the wheels, but you can see this one when he's right in front of the vehicle, the wheels turn that way. She actually tried to turn her wheels and drive off. She found out. See, a lot of white Americans, they don't know the difference when it's military time. They still thinking it's white privilege. No, all that go out the window. Okay? They're not doing that no more under these type of circumstances because what was the name of that group they said was over here causing problems for George Floyd? What's the name of that group that be coming over starting stuff? Ever since then, they're not playing with them no more. They got a group of whites that come over. Dang, it almost came to me. And they be coming over starting stuff, getting in these protests. Antifa, yes. Ever since Antifa, they're not playing with them no more. Yeah, ever since Antifa, ain't no more that white privilege. You come out in these situations, they're going to shoot you. She obviously had some mental problems. You know what I'm saying? She obviously had some mental issues. You know what I'm saying? They don't get it, you know. See, the problem with the people that stand up for the migrants, they don't understand that cartels and notorious murderers is mixed with that. So from your point of view, you think you stand up for these people. Now don't deport these people. But from the U.S. point of view, they got all their criminal record. They know, man, a lot of these people is dangerous, lady. So this is where people get confused. They're thinking, oh, it's just migrants. It's not just migrants. It was never migrants. Venezuela opened their prisons up and sent the worst. That's what was going on. Sent the worst. And yes, it was some decent ones. But when you're the police, you can't be taking no chance. We'll find out you're decent later. Don't move. You have to treat everybody like the worst. If I'm going out and making an arrest, and there's a bunch of bad ones out here, and I don't know who, I got to treat everybody like the bad ones until it gets sorted out. Or I'm gonna be in a body bag. Heck yeah, they would know. Hey, hey, ooh, look, cutie pie. Yeah, they would know, Lady Lioness, with your pretty self. Yes, they would know. Yes, they would definitely know. They would definitely know if they lived down there. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So that's all I'm going to talk about that. I hate to see the lady, but then people do got mental illness. Sometimes people, they want to get involved with the protests, you know. Sometimes people want to get involved with the protests and it goes bad. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, whatever. Get in your car and start it. You're going to be just like her. You can type in capital letters all you want. ICE was a necessary group to get all of them people that the Venezuelans left out of them prisons and sent up here. It was flooded with criminals, and it was flooded with illegal children. They had children you could tell wasn't theirs. I would say in Chicago, you could see like they mismatch, like this ain't their children. It'll be like an older lady. She might be in her 50s. Then there'll be a younger woman. She might be in her 20s, right? Then there'll be an older boy that look like he too young for the older lady, and he too young to be, you know what I'm saying? He too young to be with the older lady, and he too old to be the son of this lady. So you could tell this wasn't no real family. This just a bunch of people that they just drew together. You know what I'm saying? And he might be one of them. He might be one. You know what I'm saying? So HTBALD, I would call ICE on you if I knew where you was at. I just told you. I would call ICE. I would call ICE on you. Yeah, I would call ICE on you. You're just a little too upset. ICE, yeah, he in my chat. Yeah. Find out his address and go get him. He don't know what he's talking about. Listen, he said they're not police or nothing. Let me tell y'all something about that. It goes like this. You're not police, right? Once I deputize you, you're the police. So he doesn't know anything about law enforcement in the United States. Once law enforcement deputize you, you are right there in law enforcement immediately. In the West, in the Wild West, you have a sheriff and you have his deputy. And if 25 bad men ride into town, the sheriff and his deputy can't do nothing. So you know what he would do? He would go deputize some of the citizens and put them together a group. So he don't know what you're talking about. Whenever the system say you the police, you the police. So he's slow. I could be the police tomorrow. He's not from the United States. You could be military tomorrow. Yes, he'll understand. You get in the military. One day you're not in the military, right? And the next day you what? You're in the military. So what is he talking about? You go down to the recruitment office, and if they want to, you can start the next day or that day if they decide, if they desperate. They will ship you out that day. Yeah, they're federal agents. You'd be deputized to be a federal agent today, right today. Right today, the police could come to me right now and I could be a federal informant I could be a confidential informant. I can go snitch on y'all. They gonna give me whatever they take from you. They gonna give me a cut. If they kick your door in and fire $200,000, they probably give me like 50,000, 75,000. If you got a bunch of watches and jewelry, they're gonna give me some of them. They might give me one of your cars. They pay me I'll be a paid rat. You can make money ratting, lots of money telling. You can make lots of money finding drug dealers and pointing them out. And you never got to go to court. You never got to go to court. You never got to reveal who you are. You just get paid for pointing them out. Then they build the case. They build a case on their own. I just point them in a direction. Go build a case on them. Then they go build a case on you. They catch you with Johnny Moe. They grab Johnny Moe. Johnny Moe snitch on you. They got you, but I get paid. I'm a paid informant. You could get rich. Yeah, ICE giving out 50K. Yeah, they giving out 50K. I could have easily been ICE. I would have been ICE. I'm just busy. If I was young, I would have been ICE all day. I would have wanted to sign up right away. Hell yeah. That's free money. That's free money. Listen, man, I'm a foundational Black American. My cousin is the police. My cousin is a Cook County sheriff. My best friend I grew up as a parole officer. My neighbors was detectives. Okay? Mr. Overstreet was a detective. Mr. Hawkins was the police. Mr. Young was the police. My neighbors, my friends, daddies was the police. We know the police. We cool with the police. We cool with the police. They ain't no gangsters out there. Listen, criminals, we cool with the police. We don't necessarily snitch, but we cool with the police. We don't hate the police. That's false. Young brothers hated the police for getting beat up. That's why NWA was like F the police based on abuse out on the streets. But as far as it really being a hate against law enforcement, no. It's cops and robbers. I'm the robber, you the cop. I'm the crook, you the cop. We know it's the gang. Your job is to catch me. My job is to not get caught. When you catch me, I ain't mad. Your job is to catch me. We know that. Real criminals know that. Real criminals do not hate the police. We just hate getting caught. We just hate getting caught. The police doing their job. If somebody breaking your mama's house, she got to call the police. If you didn't have the police, you wouldn't have no type of law, no type of order. You couldn't even have crime if you didn't have the police. If you didn't have the police, it'd just be straight lawlessness. You couldn't even have crime. Crime is based off of laws. If I got 5 kilos in the house, you can't break in my house. That's still breaking in. You're going to break in, you're going to take the 5 kilos, but I'm going to call the police. You're going to get arrested for the break-in. Once the police find you for the break-in, then we'll deal with you for the other stuff. It all works out great. Oh, they caught that dude, Marvin. He the one broke my house, took my stuff. The police don't know he took my stuff. He out the county now. Call the guys, make sure he don't leave. Make sure he don't leave the county walking. You know what I'm saying? Make sure he leave on the stretcher. Like that. First, find out where the stuff is at. It's all gangsters. So we don't hate no police. We don't hate ICE and all that. That's fake. When you see people talking about they hate, pretending they hate the police, they lying. A lot of times they is the police. There's no beef with the police. I have no beef with ICE. ICE is just doing what ICE do. If I'm driving fast and I run a red light and the police pull me over, I ran the red light, man. How am I going to be mad at the police? So no, we don't hate ICE. We don't like people in this country that can kidnap our daughter and we don't know who got her. We don't even know you in the country. So we do not like illegal people in the country. We need to know who you are. You cannot just have strangers running around your country. You don't know who the hell they are. And some of these white people that were standing up for the migrants is like that lady that pretended she was running over the police, and look what happened. She wasn't realistic. And the same way she was pretending she finna run over the police or try and get away from the police and got unalive is the same way she would have befriended the wrong migrant and got unalive. Same thing. She could have think it's sweet, befriended the wrong migrant, and it would have went bad. That's a fact. Talking about she standing up for the migrants and you don't know one migrant from another. Like the migrants is just a bunch of nice people. The nice people ain't a bunch of nice people. So how the regular American citizens ain't a bunch of nice people, so how's the migrants a bunch of nice people? Make some sense. The odds is a lot of them is wanted and ran from crimes. You can't have a bunch of people walk around, you don't know who the hell they is. Crazy. But that's what it is. I hate that the lady lost her life, but she had some type of anxiety or some type of issue. You know she had issues. She had issues because anybody else, that car would have been in park. Boy, when nobody else would have got out there playing with no men with no guns. Ain't nobody would have got out there playing with these dudes. And they got a gun and trying to drive off with she crazy. Crazy as hell. Yeah, you can't live in a society without police. You know what I'm saying? Because you need police to arrest the police. If you didn't have police, you wouldn't have nobody to arrest the crooked police and the crooked politicians. The mayor talking about get out the city. He talking crazy. Where was he when the Somalians was taking all the money? Listen, that mayor, where was he when the Somalians then robbed the whole state? Now he talking about get out of his city, but he let the Somalians come and have a bunch of daycare centers with nobody to care for in the day. I can't. Bro, if you don't shut you know what I'm saying? He had a bunch of daycare centers with nobody to care for in the day. Oh, my soul, victory.